Hi guys, welcome back. So we're going to move on to something a little bit more difficult, which is doing that same effect but on curved edges. Now the barrel is the perfect place to test this on. It can either go well or it could go wrong. So we're about to find out. So I'm going to put my paint there, which again is just bolt gun metal, and this is a really easy method. Look, I mean, you can go into loads of different ways of doing this, but the easiest way I find of doing chip paint effects is just to put it on after you've done your main washes and stuff like that. So we're going to take a section here and we're going to play around with it. So what we like about this is obviously you've got to think about how and why the paint would chip. Now I've built this tank so I can have two variations of tank, so I can have either like that or with the long barrel. So you have to excuse me, I'm still at the tail end of this poxy cold, or man flu as I said to everybody else. Okay, so you've got to look at it as though, why would the paint be chipped off and where? So we're going to start here. If I can just, it's difficult doing this like this and looking through the camera to make sure it's all in focus, but the beauty of this barrel is it's got a slight edge to it, so you can work from, and you don't want to go too mental with it. You just want to pick up the edges like so, and just take bits and pieces here and there and just follow that round, and then again just where you think the paint's going to be chipped. Not too much, just a little bit. And you can follow that process through all the way along. Now, if you're up for it, I'm more than happy to. So let's just have a look at that, if we can see it. So just slight chip paint effects. So you don't have to go too mad on the barrel, because you're not going to suffer that much sort of paint ripped off it and stuff like that. And not only that, we may want to glue this barrel in at some point, I don't know yet, and put a load of camo netting over this tank, but I was going to put that on the Macaria, so I don't know yet, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so look, it's not hard, you shouldn't be scared of it. The secret is, to making it look natural, is not go overboard with it, and just let the brush do the main work. You know, you're gonna, like I said, there's loads and loads of different ways of doing this, and people have got their own styles. I mean, rock salt chipping effects is beautiful stuff. I may even do a tutorial on that as well, because it's just such a great effect, but it's worth having an airbrush for that. And if someone else wants to do it, please do, because I think it's one of these things that the community should see and learn about. Right, so I'm getting carried away here doing other bits other than the barrel. Right, so yeah, look, like I said, everybody's got their own way, an own style of doing it. Some people like to paint black underneath, then do the bolt gun metal and build it up in layers. Some people like myself just like to put a more raw effect on, because you know, you've got a shiny metal surface underneath, and there should be the look of paint coming off and the metal being revealed. Some people like to do a shiny surface but do layers of different paint, so you've got an undercoat paint showing through, and also then you've got the top coat paints coming through as well. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's where we are. It's just a nice simple way of doing it. Don't be afraid of curves, you know, let the brush do the main work. And the thing is, it's only paint. You can always paint over the top of it at the end of the day if you don't like it, you know. And ink and washes do wonders to hide stuff and dull stuff back down. And I tend to use washes quite a bit. So that's what you're looking at doing, keeping it nice and simple, not going over the top. I mean, this is pretty sort of beginner standard sort of thing. What we're doing right now is just, you know, like I said, a nice simple way of doing a chip paint effect is actually painting it in yourself. So you don't want to go too mad on the barrel. So if we can see that, that's what we've got. Again, see, nice and simple. And actually, the thing is, all the because we've washed the tank and stuff like that, it lets it does it itself basically. Okay, so if we look there, that side's finished. I just need to finish on this side, and then we'll look at some effects using a good old-fashioned pencil. Okay guys, I'll speak to you later. Bye. Hi guys, so we talked about using a, if I can get it in camera, a good old-fashioned pencil, and this is just a standard household pencil. In fact, it's a pencil that I nicked off one of the guys during the game. So if you're watching, whoever's pencil it is, I got it. Okay, so look, you can do stuff like this. Okay, it's nice and simple, which is you just let the pencil, instead of doing the paint, you can let the pencil do the work. So I don't know if you can see that, but it grabs, it's here, so it grabs basically the light and it just highlights it basically. You can see it coming up quite well. It's really nice and simple, so you don't have to always use the paint. If you want, you can use a graphite pencil, if I just focus in on that, which is just from any old, sorry, it's having problems, any old art shop. It didn't like that at all. And so I'm just going to put my hand underneath here, but if you run this along the barrel, like this, that also gives it a great effect as well. But my advice is to rub it in, because you want that sheen to be spread over. So if you look at that, it gives it quite a grey metal, warm metal look, which is quite nice, because at the end of the day, obviously a barrel is metal and you want that warm look, and the more you rub it in, the more shinier it gets as well. So it's a nice simple little method, and if you don't like it, you can always go back over it with our chip paint effect as well. So it's a really nice way of doing things. Make sure you clean your finger afterwards, because otherwise you're going to have graphite or lead all over it, pencil lead all over it, sorry. So that's the easiest way of doing it. So that gives you a nice little shine on the barrel, and gives it quite a warm metal effect. So anyway, that's one way of doing it. Anyway, so guys, listen, I'll speak to you later on. Bye.